Alright, welcome back to the channel. Listen guys, this is going to be a quick video on Sierra charts and how to use the replay function. It's a little bit tricky and it can be a little bit overwhelming, and it's hard to understand how it works. So I wanted to make this video to help you clarify some of that, because the replay feature can turn you into a better trader. The replay feature is not just important for replaying my own trades or to watch what happened during a trade that I took, but I also can use replay to look back over charts and find inflection points where there was a major market turn. For example, maybe down here on the NASDAQ, you see this 18,400 level. Maybe you want to watch what happened here and see how you could enter into this. Or, you know, up here, if we look over here on ES, we've got where it almost made the all-time high here at 53.20, which is also here on the 10 tick right there. Look, that was a beautiful trade if you would have been able to get a great fill up here to be able to short this, you know, and grab 20 handles to the downside. But replaying those inflection points, the part where the market actually turned around, to be able to see what you're looking for on the DOM in terms of your order flow, also what you're looking for on the footprint in terms of the receipt book. I'm going to do another video on the footprint and talk about the importance of the DOM and the footprint and how they can work together to also make you a better trader. But that's a different video. This video is specifically for the replay feature. So the first thing that we need to do, and this is important, we need to go to global settings. We need to go to the data trade service settings, which is right here. Click on that. And there's going to be a setting in here, this intraday storage time unit list, right? And you want this one to say 1 tick. And you want this set globally so that Sierra Charts is recording that data. So if you haven't set this yet and you're trying to replay, you might not have the best results. You might not see everything that's happening on your tick charts and in the ladder, in the level 2 data on your DOM, because it's not recording everything. It needs to be recorded first by Sierra Charts. You need to have it like, you know, maybe your first session you set this, and then on Monday you allow the market to trade, and then on Tuesday you'll be able to go back and look at Monday's data and it'll be more correct. And you'll have the single tick data, which will allow you to get everything on your 10 tick charts, everything that's happening on the DOM, tick by tick. So what I want to do, also there's another couple caveats to this replay feature. When you're using the replay feature, you want to make sure that your DOM and whatever charts it is that you want to replay, well, you replay all the charts, but whatever trades that you want to see happen live, the ones that you took, you need to make sure that you have the correct account selected in each of the charts. So like, for example, if I'm not sure, I know this one's set to 1 because I can see the trade that I took on ES right here. I need to make sure by attaching my trade window and making sure that my trade account is set correctly. This is another little detail that'll mess you up. You also want to make sure that you have the chart trade mode on, show order fill, show order in position. You want to make sure those things are on so that you can see the thing happen live. Okay? So the next step after you've done all of this is to go ahead, you just run over here, press chart, and then replay chart, and you go to replay chart control panel. We're going to bring up the control panel so that we can see. Now, there's some settings on here. Let's just do this the easy way. You do all charts, standard replay. Now, I'm going to pick a specific time and date. Okay, so I'm going to check that, and I want to replay 3/28, and I want to go exactly to 14:55. 00. Got my speed set to 1, and I want to make sure that I have start pause checked so that when I click play here, it loads everything up, but I want to stay paused. It's very important too that when I click the play button, it's going to ask me some questions. Let's go ahead and just do that. Click play. Do you want to enable the trade simulation mode? No. I don't want the trade simulation mode. I want to be able to see no, actually, sorry. Play, it won't let you do it unless you enable this trade simulation mode for whatever the reason. Do not clear the trade data for the symbol and account. Now we'll click OK. Now this is important here. So now what it's going to do is go to this area. It's going to start loading everything again to get to the spot that we picked. And that takes some time and you have to wait. It's important that you wait for all your charts to fully load before we start playing. So we take that time and we wait for that to happen. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and come back in just a second. Okay, I'm back here. We're just going to let these finish loading. It's just going to take a second. And you can see because I selected sim, you know, we had to turn the simulation mode on. Now it's in the sim account attached to this DOM. And after everything finishes loading, if I try to replay right now, it's going to replay sim trades. It's not going to replay the trades I took in my account. So it's important to know it's okay. We'll just let them all load up, and we're going to change the accounts so that we're playing back on the right account. That's all. That's why I showed you that a little bit earlier. And I'll be right back, and once this loads up, and we'll go through the rest of the process together. Okay, so here we are, and now everything's loaded. And I want to take note here. I want you guys to see this because it's important. You see, I've got sim here on my DOM. I want to change this. I want to put it back to the account that I was using so that I can see the trades that I took. Okay? Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and detach this so that I can actually see my DOM, which would be nice, right? And then close that up. So then, and now I'm going to go over here. You can see all of these charts. They have that sim enabled. Now, I'm not really all that. I don't care about the NAS and all that. We're trying to see this trade on this particular, on the ES. So I'll just go over here to trade, attach trade window to chart, and I'll go ahead and change this again now back to the one that I want to see, right? And then I'll take this off, and that way you can see. And you can see now the account, and then this one's the sim. This one has the account loaded over here in the DOM. And that's important to be able, otherwise you'll be sitting here replaying and you won't see your trades because you won't see them because, let's see now, another thing that you can do also, if you're confused about, where you might be located in the day, which is easy to be confused about. One of the things that you can do, like if I want to just maximize this window for a second, it'll tell me right here the date, 28th at 14:54:58, right? So I can see what the date was if I wanted. It's better if the windows are bigger and you can see it a little bit more clearly. Obviously, I have the time right here. But I'm sure that now that I'm on the right date and everything, so that's all there. And then if I go ahead now that everything's loaded, everything's ready to go, I have my account selected, everything's correct, and I can press play. And when I press play, it's going to go ahead and show me what happened during that time. Like right here, we've got a big old buyer right there going on. We can go ahead too. If you want, you can just speed it up a little bit too. Now what we'll do, okay, so let me pause it right here. You see the position? That's where I went long on this breakout. When it broke above this high, I went ahead and got long. This is not a great setup trade, but I was just trading the order flow. I saw the big buyers step in. Saw these big deltas down here that are going to provide support, hopefully. These big buyers came in and we shot up. So I went ahead and filled one here to see if I can grab a little piece, if we can get up to this POC up here, maybe around the 19. Again, this trade was a little bit FOMO-ish. You know, it had been trading in this range for most of the day, and we finally caught some momentum, and I thought, let me see if I can catch a few handles to the upside and just kind of ride this momentum a little bit. And you can see now I'm filled over here. Some important things to note. If you change the speed, the numbers that you see here inside here are based on the sped up speed here. So if I change this back to 1, what I want to do is come over here to my DOM and right click and go ahead and clear recent bid ask volume, get rid of those things so I can see it how it actually would happen, right? When I click play again, this will be the speed that the market actually traded at, and I can see what the numbers really were. So here it's I went long. Another thing is that this is not a screen recording, so I can't see my brackets. I just see the spot where I entered. I don't see my stop and my target and how I manage the trade. The only way that you could get that is to actually record the screen with something like ShareX, or you can use the OBS Studio or whatever. There's all kinds of different ways to record, like I'm recording this right now. And you can record it live and actually watch yourself and see what you did. Did you move your stops? Did you move your target around? If you want to get more into it to see the trade management. But for this particular way, what we're doing right now, we're just watching, what happened. So we definitely get the buyer stepping in. You can also see that there's really no selling here. There's very little selling, and whatever did happen, it got absorbed. It got pushed up. We broke right through this delta, and we're on a run now. We're going. We definitely have got some momentum that's going to carry us. Now, I wouldn't get, FOMO in too much higher than this. Even what I did was a little bit FOMO-ish. And if I remember correctly, I took this off relatively quickly. I think I only grabbed like 5 handles, 6 handles, something like that. I saw it starting to pull back. And while you're watching these things, I mean, how much reaction do we get to the downside? And am I still seeing these big buyers come in to try to hold this up? Now, right here, we had a 790 buy and a 550 sell. It's still holding pretty well. But, like, I'm looking at this fight happening right here. We're still pushing a little bit higher, but I don't see... Okay, all right, there we are. Let's see what we do. NAS started to pull back around this pivot, too. I don't necessarily... They're not exactly correlated, but, it's just something to take note of. Somewhere around here, I closed the position. Yeah, I got out right there. I just got out and grabbed 4 or 5 handles, whatever it was. Because for one thing, if you get in late, get out early. I got in late. I'm not expecting it. This was just really just a scalp, right? But it's like if I got into this trade and I was chasing, I don't want to try to hold on for too long. I just got out of the trade relatively quickly. And again, this was a little bit of a FOMO-ish kind of trade. I just kind of FOMO'd in on this momentum up, grab a little bit, and get out. But anyway, that's how the replay works, and I'll show you one more feature about it that's pretty cool that you can use. So I'll pause it now. I'm going to stop everything so it's not trading. And I want to take a look. Actually, no, it's coming up is what's happening. So let's go ahead and... These are different ways that you can jump. By number of trades to next bar. These are things that you can play with. I usually use time. So I want to jump 5 minutes. So it's hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds. Again, this is paused right now. All of the charts are paused together, right? And I want to jump 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead. I put 5 minutes in here, and I'm going to click this thing one time. So now it's going to move forward 5 minutes. I want to wait till everything moves together. I don't want to jump the gun on it and just make sure that it's all loaded. You'll see if they don't all load and you hit play, it's going to get all out of sync. So let's jump forward another 5 minutes. Let's see where we get. Okay, so we pull back into that 12 area. You see there was a temporary bounce off that area. Let's watch how that... Now, you see how all the market buys and sells, like they just all piled up in here? It's best now, if I've done this, to clear those out again. Clear the bid-ask, or the clear current traded big-ass volume. Clear recent bid-ask volume. It's that one. Okay. Clear everything so that I can see it, how it would actually look, and then hit play. And this is that bounce that came off. On the footprint, you can see they got a little bit stuck down here, a little bit, and then some buyers did come in here to try to push this thing higher again. These are things that you can look at. I got a little stuck. I got some buyers up top. This isn't really all that convincing to me. This is like, maybe. You can see they are trying to buy and push it up higher. They are. And that was some of the things you can look for when you're trying to buy like a little pullback. This one was pretty quick, though. This bounce off 12. And you can see you've got the same kind of situation. We've got buyers stepping in. Not a ton of selling going on. And the question is, will they be able to push it higher? It's kind of, it would be late to get back into that pullback from here, but you can watch how the thing trades and watch what the reactivity is. This is really important. So again, that's it. And that's really all you got. Now, when you're done, you can go ahead and hit stop and it'll clear everything and go back to the current time, wherever it is now. It's, it's Sunday, the market's not open. And it'll just reload everything for you. And that's it. And you wait, and then you just close the replay window, and you'll be back at, like, current day or current time. So anyway, that's the tutorial on how to use the replay. It takes a little bit of practice. It takes a little bit of playing with it. It's a little bit finicky, but it does work, and it is super helpful.